Hello, my name is Dan McDonald, and I'm about to make my dinner, but I wanted to take an opportunity to share with you this amazing soup recipe. It's borderlining medicine for a healthy human being. And it consists of cucumber, celery as a base, with kale, dill, cilantro, and basil to give it some flavor. Also, optional is garlic and lemon, and then I'm going to make a second version with some alternatives as well. So I'm going to get started right away because I'm using a Kuvings single auger juicer, and it takes a little bit more time, but I get a higher extraction with these herbs. So let's get started, and I'll walk you through this delicious recipe. I'm going to start with the dill here. And then I'm going to go to some basil. All this is fresh from the farmer's market, which is really important for you and your family to stay healthy. To get those foods that are grown fresh in your locale when you can. That's a big step in staying healthy. The fresher the food, the better the mood. Okay, so we're trying to get these nutrient-dense foods into our bodies so that we can stave off illnesses and cellular weakness. This is a high mineral soup. Minerals are key in helping enzymes to function in the body. So enzymes create, and enzymes and minerals together as cofactors create cellular communication. Your body is like a giant city. And this is kale, by the way, purple kale. Your body is like a giant city, and everything needs to be organized and functioning well. And everybody knows what it's like to get caught in a major traffic jam for 3 hours because a semi-truck is tipped over. So if you're not eating the proper food, eventually what you got is a semi on the highway of your body's ability to communicate with itself, and the traffic gets really backed up. Also referred to as constipation. But not just constipation in the colon, but constipation in the lymphatic system and intra and extracellularly. The cells get congested, and then it's hard to feel healthy. It's hard for the energy within the cells to radiate outward and to create energy in the body through the brain and nervous system. So really what we're talking about here with a delicious soup like this, and this is cilantro, by the way, maybe someone would be so kind in the video comment section below to do the dictation on this here, or that's not the right word for it, but put the information on what we're using here down below so that we can help each other out. And if someone wants to make this recipe for themselves, they can just refer to the comment section down below, because I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy that kind of thing. So basically we're at a bundle of dill, and this will feed 2 very hungry people, or a family of 4 as a side dish. But we're talking about 1 bundle of cilantro, 1 bundle of dill, half a bundle of kale. You don't want to make it too green. And a half a bundle of basil. Now you can, of course, you can't really mess this up. If you're not real fond of the kale, you could just put a couple pieces. If you want more kale, which is very mineral dense, you can put more. Most people might even do well to just really go high on the cucumber and celery and keep it really light on everything else. I like the real dark green flavors, so it doesn't bother me a bit at all. I'm really trying to continually keep my mineral reserves very high. Vitamin and mineral deficiencies are prevalent throughout humanity at this time. The higher stress levels burn up the B vitamins. The soil is depleted, and the foods are processed, packaged, denatured, and are loaded with pesticides. So we're really trying to source organic, fresh foods, locally grown if possible, and whenever possible, we're trying to consume those foods raw and fresh so that we can maximize nutrient absorption. When we heat up our foods, we alter the chemistry of those foods, and we can lose a lot of the nutritional value. I really love to consume all my foods unaltered, whole and raw. I make these juices so that I can take the load off of my body from having to digest and absorb all of the nutrients in these foods. So a juicer is kind of like an extra set of teeth. So this really just helps me save time in my day, because if I had to sit down and eat all these cucumbers and celery and herbs, which I love to do in a big gigantic salad, it would take me a couple hours. And when I have time, I love to sit down and eat salad for 2 hours. And so out in nature, primates can eat, anywhere from 4 to 12 hours a day they'll spend eating. Okay, but we don't have that time anymore, so these juices and extracting the nutrients from these fruits and vegetables can be really helpful in making sure that we're not getting any nutrient or mineral deficiencies. This is a high energy meal here that we're going to be preparing today, so I really appreciate your time. I'm going to keep moving through here. That was celery, and so again, that was a bundle of celery, but we're also going to chop some cucumber and chop some celery into the recipe as well. So stay tuned here, and let me share with you, this is my favorite meal currently. This meal heals my body and gives me energy to last throughout the day. We're going to be using some avocados here and a couple of other accoutrements to really take this salad over the top. I'm going to throw in a lemon here. You can leave this out, but it does give it a nice twist. It also, as you know, if you've viewed any of my videos, is nice in the fact that it has a nice astringent property. So what's great about these greens is that it cleans everything up, and then the lemons pull everything out with the antioxidant and astringent properties in the lemon. So I've got my glass pitcher here. This is the soup base. Now, of course, this can be compost, or you can turn this into crackers. And if I ever fold and give in to my girlfriend Sophia and get a dehydrator, then I will show you how to make crackers out of this, and you will see that it is epic. You can also make a dip as well, which I did for my viewers on Regeneration Nation, but if and when I ever get time, I'll try to bring that to you here on the YouTube. Oh, Lordy. I went a little nuts there. That's alright. Beautiful. Small little mess, but no big issue. Just like that. Okay, cool. Now some cucumbers, which also take time. So I really wanted to use, I could have used the Breville, which is a centrifugal juicer, which, as you know, if you know anything about juicing, is much quicker than a single auger. But as you can see, this pulp is much drier, quite dry. Not the driest pulp. The twin gear juicers like an Angel or a Green Star extract even better. They're harder to clean though, and more expensive. This is kind of a nice middle of the road here for the average person And so, you know, as far as financially goes, it's a good choice. A single out or Omega or Kuvings juicer. There's the Breville Juice Fountain Plus, which is a $99 reconditioned juicer, which is a fantastic workhorse. And when you're making like apple, carrot, and beet, that works really well. It's quick, it's easy to clean up, you're in, you're out. So for the beginning juicers who need that practicality, I recommend the Breville to get in and get out and start the daily juicing habit. Once you're addicted to juice, you become addicted to, you know, the whole process. And it's not really a big thing anymore. It becomes like a religious ceremony because you know that you're about to feed yourself with life. And even the cleanup, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I've heard a lot of people complain about cleanup. But even the cleanup of the juicer is part of the fun for me. I like to get it really clean, knowing that I'm so excited about the next time that I get a chance to use whatever juicer it is that I've got so that I can drink some life the very next day or the next time I use my juicer. I pretty much live off of juice. Even though this isn't really a juicing video right now, this is actually a soup video that I'm making today, but this juice here is just the base. And these cucumbers take a little while to juice. So I appreciate your time. But I was trying to do my best to throw in some information. I'm getting new viewers all the time, and I'm really wanting to just get back to the basics. Because the basics is where most people are right now. And so I really need to go back to my roots, and I've been humbled recently. Again, I love humility, especially when challenges bring it on. And you just go back to your roots. You go back to really trying to make sure that your focus is on helping people. And, you know, in this world as human beings, it's easy to get sidetracked. And sometimes the challenges in your life can bring you back to that simplicity, to bring you back to your original intention, a type of purity that you would like to align yourself with, to be kind, to be loving, and to live a life of service. To set yourself aside, to put others first. Because there is some kind of knowledge deep inside each of us that that's the right thing to do and the best thing to do. To give to others is to be a true recipient, because you're channeling love. And the more love you give, and the more attention you give, and the more patience you give, the more of those qualities you just channel for yourself. So to be generous is actually to be the receiver of abundance. Anyhow, this is what fresh garlic looks like, by the way. Most of us get the dried garlic. This is actually fresh garlic, which hasn't been dried, so it's a little bit different. You know how it's dry and cracked on the outsides? Most of us see that. When we get this fresh garlic, it's a lot different. See how white that is? It's not dried up yet. I am just going to put just a couple of cloves of garlic here. Garlic has great anti-parasitic properties. And so you're going to want to keep your internal environment, your internal ecosystem healthy and clean. These healthy, easily digestible raw living foods with high fiber, high water, easily digestibility with their enzymes intact makes a big difference and is extremely helpful in helping you to stay healthy in this world. I really love raw food, and it has made a huge difference for myself, as well as thousands and thousands of people that I've been fortunate enough to help over these years. Some people have slight changes, and other people have more profound changes. Let's keep moving on, and I thank you for your time and patience today. let's see if we can do this without making a mess. Okay, that is really great. Now, next step here, I will actually move the juicer so I can attempt to get some of this on camera here. Okay, a little bit of a mess here, and I'd like to sort of clean that up before I move on. Not your average cooking video on YouTube, is it? Where's all the editing? There is no editing. There will be no editing. There will only be 100% real, 100% transparency, nail it on the head every time, one-shot wonder, Dan McDonald. Otherwise known as the Life Regenerator here on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, we've got some excellent mineral-rich soup broth. Now I'm going to take a fresh Japanese cucumber, so sweet and so juicy. Sweet is the only thing I can say, like candy. These Japanese cucumbers are like candy, and I've got some to grow in my backyard, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to chop the cucumber. Now this is what makes this soup so darn awesome, is that you've got all this delicious, easily absorbable minerals and herbs to strengthen and detoxify and deodorize the body and neutralize acid waste in the system. And really, to purify the whole colon, it's a deodorizer. Everyone knows that chlorophyll is a deodorizer. When you're green inside, you're clean inside. Next is some celery, some chopped celery. And feel free to make this any size you like. I hope someone's paying attention and writing this all down in the comment section down below. Nice pieces of celery. I like mine a little larger. Hey, next time I'll do it real small. Even the cucumbers, it'll just be little tiny chunks when I go to maybe make a dinner for a dinner party. Or you could even shred the cucumbers and the celery and shred it and then pour your green mineral broth over the top. But here we go. I'm going to make mine first, and I'm the big dog, so I'm going to take a lot of cucumber and a lot of celery because I love it. And I'll save this for little Miss Sophia here, and I will show you her version. First I'll make my version, and she might want a little more than that, but we'll do another round after we shut the camera off here. But right now I am going to plop in an avocado. Yummy. Hello. That's what makes this is so good and so delicious. So I'm going to peel this avocado out of here and make some nice chunks here. Boom, 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 boom. So delicious. This is just so good. I had this for dinner last night. I'm having it for dinner again. Avocado, fruit fat, is easily digestible and so delicious. Just can't get enough. Boy, I'm hungry. I had a long day today. Lots of exercise, working out in the garden. Got some carrots and beets planted. Okay, so I'm going to show you my girlfriend's, I want to show you what she wants. She just wanted a little bit of a couple of extras. I like to do my best to keep the food as simple as I can for myself. And just go with the as clean and natural as I can. I almost threw that in mine. Okay, such a good source of fat, the avocados. Also, hemp seed, but I've got a surprise for you. I love this part where you get to go. Okay, now this is the avocado. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands up here now, and next level this thing here. Okay, next is just a little bit of sea salt, just a tiny bit. And I'm also going to throw in a little bit of cayenne for Sophia. Boom. Okay, and then the final phase is this right here. No, this is not the final phase. Oh, that is just amazing. Excellent. Boom. Here is the final ingredient, which really takes it over the top. Now, feel free to get creative, but I'm going for it. This, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking, I mean, I got this feeling that there is that. Hey, I guess we ate up all the walnut oil, huh, babe?
I think it's in there. I didn't finish it.
Okay, well, I don't know what happened to it. Here it is, found it. They're missing walnut oil. I've got a whole nother jar and actually 2 more on the way. This walnut oil is fantastic. I love it. Walnut oil for the brain, for the win. A little bit of walnut oil. It's got an amazing flavor and it is absolutely delicious. Boom. A couple tablespoons there and you are golden. And I mean that. Golden. Golden oil. Now, olive oil would be fine. I've got almond oil, pumpkin seed oil, sunflower seed oil, any oil just to keep everything nice and lubricated, keep the skin healthy. Walnut oil is particularly good for the brain. So, thank you so much for taking your time. I hope that you learned something today and that you're inspired to feed yourself and your family well. If you need some more ideas, I wanted to let you know, just in case you're new to these videos, that I have 10 DVDs with recipes just like this on how to prepare raw foods, healthy foods. Very, very simple recipes. A big variety. Juices, low fat, gourmet, salads and dressings, juices for energy and peak performance, juicing for energy and peak performance, low fat raw vegan for energy and weight loss, go raw, stay raw, life-saving salads and dressings, raw kitchen essentials, green juice recipes for radiant health and beautiful skin, green juice recipes for detoxification and regeneration, lose 1 pound a day the healthy way, it works, gourmet raw vegan party foods to impress the neighbors or for transition, and Dan's favorite raw recipes, simple, basic, staple recipes I've used for 10 years. There's a link down below this video to get your hands on these DVDs. Extremely helpful, extremely educational. I am going to go eat my dinner outside, and I am going to eat it like a prayer. It is a celebration of life to eat food like this, in the sun, in the wind. So thank you so much. Peace be with you. Subscribe to these videos, please.